Hello everyone and welcome to Retail Archaeology. Today we'll be taking a look at Power Square Mall in Mesa, Arizona. Now we have taken a look at this mall before on Retail Archaeology, actually just about a year ago. But recently, one of the owners of one of the new shops here reached out to me and asked me to come back and take a look again because, as you'll see here pretty quickly in the video, there's a whole bunch of new stores in this mall. After I got here and did a little bit of poking around, I was pleasantly surprised to see that there's not nearly as many vacancies as there were the last time I was here. Of course, the Mesa Express Library is still here. But then there's also new businesses like this Action Hero Studios, which is one of those kind of escape the room type places, but themed after superheroes. And I actually saw some kids going in here. This mall originally opened in 1986 and was opened as an outlet mall, and some of those outlet stores still remain, like that Bon Worth there, but a lot of the new shops that have opened up are like antique shops and vintage and retro shops, and I had a lot of fun looking through them. Let's take a look inside this one on the left here, Five and Dime Vintage. The first thing that caught my eye is they had these slot machines that were for sale here, and they were actually letting the customers play them for a little bit if they were adults, and obviously couldn't win anything. But they were really cool to look at. And there was a lot of other really interesting things in this shop too, a lot of cool old artwork and furniture. I love poking around these kind of shops, and I think it's great that there's so many of these kind of shops now kind of centrally located inside a mall. I think it's a great use for a mall that was struggling. And I did find something really cool in this shop that I did buy. That is the 1993 Sears Spring Summer catalog, which was the last catalog they ever published. And spoiler, I'll be doing a video on this. Got a dress bar in there. That's one of the few outlet stores that still remain. But let's go ahead and take a stroll through the mall now. And one of the other things I think you'll notice too that's different from the other video is, not that this mall's packed or anything, but there are a lot more people in it this time. I filmed this on a Saturday afternoon because I wanted to get an idea of what it looked like then. That store with the big grand opening banner was a book vault the last time I was here, but now it's a furniture consignment store. Let's take a closer look at it. I love old boom boxes. And this store had a pretty interesting selection of like 80s, 90s, and modern furniture. When was the last time you saw a big old CRT tube TV like that? And here's a shot from the back of the furniture store looking out into the mall. Now this corridor down here still had a couple of vacancies. This looks like it's storage for the mattress and furniture store we just looked at. I love these old coin-operated rides, these ones in particular, but this mall's full of them. I also really like the industrial styling of this mall. That was probably pretty edgy in 1986 when this mall opened. I know it's a little bit outdated now, but I still enjoy it. And this preschool was closed the last time I was here as well. columns in the mall. And kitchen collection. That store's been there a while too. Now this is by far, I think, the busiest corridor of the mall, and that's because this has the Gala Apple, which is the one eating establishment in here, and the food from there is pretty good. I enjoy that place quite a bit. Great sandwiches. You can see there's actually customers walking around. This is great to see in this mall. Let's take a look at East Valley Antiques. I love those old aluminum Christmas trees, and I love that they have this old, like, vintage Christmas section. That's really cool. And they had tons of collectibles for sale. This was actually the store that reached out to me and asked me to come back and take a look at the mall again, and I was glad I did, and this was actually one of my favorite stores that I poked around in there. Nice little Disney section here with retro Disney toys and stuff. It's pretty cool. Alright, we'll keep going here on our stroll through this mall. Now that Corningware store down at the end, I believe that's been there since this mall opened. Let's take a look at one more of these vintage stores. This is Found Again Mercantile. And this store had a lot of really interesting furniture and bigger pieces in it. That sarcophagus back there was pretty cool. That'd be a neat thing to have in your house. Now let's take a look at the one anchor this mall has, which is the Via Factory outlet store. And this also has been here since the mall opened. And this was really busy the day I was there, and this is pretty much always busy. I think this is the one thing in this mall that has never really struggled. Overall, I have to say I really like what they've done here, and I like all the interesting new shops that have moved in. I know there's a lot of little malls like this all over the United States that are struggling, so if there's one like this near you, I hope they're able to do something similar and put kind of cool mom and pop vintage shops in it like this. Retail Archaeology will be doing some travel after the first of the year, so if you've got any interesting malls like this near you, let me know what those are down in the comments below. Want to see your name here and help support the channel like these rad people? Head on over to patreon.com/retailarchaeology to find out how. Hey, thanks for checking out my update video on Power Square Mall. If you enjoyed it, I've got some other videos here you can watch, and also why don't you hit those like and subscribe buttons. And also make sure to follow at the social media links down below, because that's the best way to keep up with what's going on with the channel. And as always, thanks for watching.